Welcome back to Racing Sports Network. I'm your host, Victoria.
And I'm Yonas.
And you're watching Talking Cars, where we're talking cars with talking cars. Yonas, we've got a pretty big episode today, wouldn't you say?
Big indeed. Today we'll be unveiling the brand new Cars Diecast line, based on real-life NASCAR drivers. Let's go live to the Cars Auto Show, where we're going to be unveiling the new diecasts.
Looks like we'll be unveiling 3 cars today. Chase Dillon, William Byron, and Chase Elliott.
Exciting stuff. We all know these NASCAR drivers are legends behind the wheel. But the question on everyone's mind today is, what are they going to look like with wheels?
We're about to find out. But in the meantime, we have some exclusive interviews with these 3 drivers who've been carified. I'm curious to learn more about what the process was like.
Yes, Victoria, these drivers were faced with the biggest challenge of their careers, literally becoming cars. I can't wait to hear more what they have to say.
Our first guest comes from a proud family of race car drivers and winner of the 2018 Daytona 500. Please welcome the one, the only, the ace, Austin Dillon.
Hey guys.
Austin, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm pumped. I love cars.
So, Austin, I must ask, did it hurt?
Did what hurt?
When they turned you into a car, obviously.
You know, the turning into a car, it definitely a little painful, but it was well worth it.
It must have been pretty weird. Let me ask, since becoming a car, do you find that you prefer being a car or being a human?
Well, I love that I have such a bigger engine now. You know what I mean? My motor, the sounds that I can make when I wake up. I used to yawn, and now it's a big roar when I wake up. So I love the horsepower that really pushes me through the day.
What about the tires? It must have felt so strange trying on those tires for the first time. Can you tell us more about what that experience was like?
Yeah, you know, when I lost my shoes, I just got so much more, ground contact when I had added 2 more tires to my car there. And 4 tires is always better than 2. So I was pumped to get 4.
I bet it was weird. And since trying on the tires yourself, has it affected which tires you decide to use for your own car as a human?
You know, I think so. Another thing I notice a lot is I really try to take care of my tires since I was transformed into a car. And usually back in the day when I was driving my car, I just kind of tortured my tires. And now I'm very easy on them. I try and keep them clean, and I don't want to drive through the mud at all.
I have one last question. Now that you've been a car, are there any other types of vehicles you'd want to become?
I think after being a car, if there's one other vehicle I'd like to become, it'd be a truck. So, I talked about not being able to drive through the mud, but I think a truck is built to go off-road.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm getting the word
done, but okay.
that they're about to unveil the first car right now. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you, Austin. The pleasure was all ours.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on the show. Goodbye.
Bye! Let's go live to the diecast reveal, where we'll get a first glimpse of the new Carson Ace Dillon.
Amazing! Austin Dillon sure makes one heck of a car.
I'll say, let's check out a side-by-side comparison to see how they did.
Wow, they really nailed the face.
Whoa.
Incredible attention to detail.
Agreed. Let's move on. Our next guest is a rookie, just like Lightning McQueen used to be. And just like Lightning, he's really, really fast.
Ooh, I wonder if he's even faster now that he's been a car.
Well, you can ask him. Here he is, William Byron.
Hey, good to see you guys.
So, Willie B, can I call you that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I hear you're fast.
I try to be, yeah. Yeah, most of the time.
Did you find that you went faster once you became a car?
Oh, definitely. Once I got my car legs underneath me and my tires, I really tried to put them to good use, and I've gone faster ever since.
So what was it like driving around for the first time as a car?
For me, once I became a car, I was just it was different. I had to kind of learn my elements, kind of grow into my own race car, and be able to not be clumsy out there. So that was really important.
What about license plates? Did you think about getting a personalized plate for your new car form?
You could have it say Willie B.
Well, we actually don't use license plates on the racetrack because we don't need a license. We just, we're racing each other.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about electric versus gas-powered vehicles. As a car, which do you prefer?
When I'm racing, I guess I prefer gas because that's kind of what I grew up racing. But I've been in a few electric cars, but not as much on the racetrack.
Just one last question for you, Willie B. Now that you've actually been a car, do you want to keep driving for NASCAR or continue being a car full time?
I prefer kind of following in the footsteps of Lightning McQueen and kind of still being in NASCAR. But I think honestly, it might be cool to pursue.
That's all the time we have for you, Willie B. Thanks for coming on the show. Bye.
Bye!
And just in time, they're revealing the next car as we speak. Wow, even if I didn't know that was really Byron, I could still pick him out of a crowd. The resemblance is uncanny.
Let's check the side-by-side. You see, Yonas, it's on the eyes. If you can nail the eyes, everything else just falls into place.
I totally agree.
Our last special guest is very, very special. He just won his very first Cup Series championship and one of the youngest drivers in history to do so. Please give a warm welcome to Chase Elliott.
How's it going?
Thanks, Chase, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Chase, let's cut to the chase. See what I did there?
I see what you're doing there.
This isn't your first time as a car, is that correct?
Not the first time. I was a car one other time in my life.
Was it challenging getting back into the saddle? Or shall I say chassis?
It was, a little tough, but I felt comfortable once I got back in there.
I understand you got something of a makeover this time around.
That's what I hear. That's right.
Did you get any say in your new look?
I didn't get any say. I was told what I was going to look like, and that's just that was my only option.
If you could choose to be any kind of car, what kind of car would you be?
I would like to be a race car, that way I can go fast.
So Chase, this has been a big year for you, between winning the Cup Series championship and being turned into a car?
It has. Yeah, it escalated quickly.
Do you think you could have won the Cup Series championship as a car?
I would say so. Yeah, I don't see why not.
So, since becoming a car, what do you dream about?
I dream about open roads.
And that's all the time we have. Chase Elliott, everyone.
Well, I wasn't done yet.
Bye!
And now for the final reveal. Are you ready to meet the new Chase race lot?
Oh yeah, let's see him!
Here he is, the new and improved Chase race lot.
Let's see that side by side. Oh yeah, they really captured his look quite well.
I couldn't agree more, Yonas. I could barely tell them apart. Well, I don't know about you, Yonas, but I think all these new cars look fantastic.
Agreed. And it was so great to get to talk to these drivers about their transformations.
Well, that's it for Talking Cars today. Once again, I'm your host, Victoria.
And I'm Yonas.
And we'll see you next time. Bye!